It's time, finally. I'm very excited about this. I get to use my TBR jar that I made. It's not like a ton of room in here, so I'm literally going to just, either way, it's going to be random because I just remember a couple of things that I put in here, a couple of prompts. Like I put library card in there. I did put a couple of like actual titles of books that have like been on my shelf for a while. And I was watching someone else's video and they were like, yeah, it's kind of like a mix between a read it or unhaul it and a TBR jar. And I'm like, it definitely is. It definitely is that. One of my favorite booktubers, Tori Between Pages, created a TBR game, which is like based off of Dungeons and Dragons. And I definitely want to use this game for my TBR, but I think I'm gonna wait a month. I need to like rewatch her video. I need to like plan, like get my ducks in order for her game because it's pretty in depth. I think like for someone who's never played Dungeons and Dragons, like you pick a character and then you roll the dice and then you read that prompt, and then that prompt could come with a side quest, could come with other books. The goal is to like get your character up to a certain amount of XP points. So it seems really fun. I'm definitely going to do it next month. But I also want to make like a spread in my bullet journal to kind of go along with it. So I am because she made like digital planning spreads, and I don't have an iPad. Like I think it's like really for digital planning and like iPad users and stuff. So I don't have that. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just make a bullet journal spread. But it's literally 4 days before the end of the month, and I don't have time to do that before I pick my TBR. But that's okay because I am very excited about using my TBR jar to pick my TBR. So let's hop right into it and let's pick what I'm going to be reading for the month of September. All right, so we're just gonna dig in there. We're gonna pick one. I think I'm going to pick. I've been reading pretty much average of like 4 books at the max per month. So I think I'm going to just pick 4 prompts. I'm going to keep it like super realistic. And then I think as I grow, as we get a hang of it, because I need to look back. I think last month I picked a TBR, but I know I only read like 1 or 2 books from my TBR, but I think I only picked 3 books from my TBR. So anyway, I think that's on track, but I don't know. Anyway, we're going to pick 4. We're just going to do 4 prompts or 4 little sticky notes because they could be an actual book. So, continue an interconnected standalone series. Okay, this is a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. So I read Curvy Girl Summer literally last summer. I think it was last summer. I loved that book down. It was so good. I loved the banter. I loved the couple. Danielle Allen is an auto-buy author for me now after that book. And that was like the second book I read by her actually. So she's an auto-buy for me. Love her so, so much. So Plus Size Player came out this year I think it came out in June. It just says 2025. It doesn't say the month. I'm pretty sure it was June though that it came out. So this is perfect. So this is an interconnected standalone because the main girl, I think her name is Nina. Yes, Nina is friends or with the main girl character, the main female character from the first book, Curvy Girl Summer. So this is perfect. So Nina is basically for the streets. She enjoys having a roster. She enjoys being outside, playing all the men. And she finds a man who makes her reconsider being a player. That's all I really know. And I'm not going to read the back of the book. I enjoy going into books blind. And I've been doing this more recently, like not reading the back of books, and just going based off of like vibes and what I like basic knowledge of the book. And so that's all I know. I think I haven't even watched many reviews on this book, on this story. So I'm definitely going in very blind. So Plus Size Player is number 1. Okay, continue an interconnected standalone series. I love that. So I'm actually going to leave that prompt out. I decided when I made the TBR jar that I was like going to not put the prompts back in until later on, I think until I like cycle through them, because I don't want to keep getting the same prompts. I basically want to go through all my prompts. So I'm going to leave that prompt out. And yeah, so that's number 1. All right, so let's pick another. Oh, I love this. Do a reread. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this one because I've been wanting to reread a couple of books. And I've done a couple of rereads already this year for series that came out. Like I did a Fourth Wing reread. Okay. I'm caught in between A Court of Thorns and Roses or Twilight. Both of them I know I'm going to reread this year. I know I'm going to reread both of those this year. I think I want to reread Twilight for my birthday. I don't know. I need to make a decision. Or I could read A Court of Thorns and Roses for my birthday. Let's reread Twilight. Twilight it is. Let me get it. It's literally on my top shelf. So my top shelf is like all my 5 stars, like favorite books. So I have to get it down. Bear with me. Here it is, Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. So I read Twilight so long ago. Literally, I watched the first movie and then I found out they were books and then I went back and read the books. But I watched the first movie maybe like a year or 2 years after it came out. So at that time, I don't think the 4th book was out. I don't think it was. Maybe it was. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. But it was a long time ago. I read all the books. I loved them, ate them up. And I've always wanted to reread Twilight. So this is it. This is my reread. Oh, I love this. Okay, do a reread. So put that with there. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I love this. I might end up picking 5 because I think I'm excited now about this whole like picking prompt thing. And like I said, there are some titles, like actual book titles in here. The Princess Bride. Okay. Where is she? Here it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got some chunky ones. The Princess Bride. This is a classic. Pretty much probably I think it's the only classic on my shelf. This is like one of my favorite movies. And for the longest time, I did not know it was a book. So by William Goldman. We're going to read The Princess Bride. I'm so excited. If you haven't seen the movie The Princess Bride, I think they really look very similar to the actual actors in the movie, but these are not them. I thought it was like one of those books where they like changed the covers, but they didn't. It's just a classic love story. She is a farm girl. Yes, she's a farm girl. She lives on a farm. And she has a farm boy, and the farm boy basically just helps her around the farm. And then one day she realizes that the farm boy is kind of into her, really likes her, and they end up falling in love. He wants to marry her, make her a proper wife, but he doesn't have the funds, so he decides he's going to sail away. And this is just based off of the movie that I know. This could be completely different from the book, honestly. He decides he's going to get on a ship, sail away to go make some money, and his ship gets lost at sea. So at that time, she's mourning, but then there's a prince. Pretty sure he's a prince. Yeah, he's a prince, and he comes and he meets her, and she's like beautiful, one of the most beautiful women in the town, and he decides he's going to marry her because he's the prince. He can just take anybody's bride. So she becomes the Princess Bride. Oh my gosh, this is great. This is actually really great. This is really good. I am so excited about this TBR so far. Oh my god. Okay, now I just need to read them. I really am just going to pick 4 because, bro, my reading has been like, it's been okay. It hasn't been great. It hasn't been amazing. It's just been all right. So I don't need to pick more than 4 books for reals. Oh, okay. A Kindle Unlimited pick. Okay, this is a great TBR. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to pick the 3rd book in this series that I was reading on Kindle. Let me pull it up so I can get you the title. But it's by Casey Mills. Yes, it's by Casey Mills. So let's see. Emergence and Ascendance. Yes, okay. So basically there's 3 brothers. Well, 2 brothers and then 1 brother-in-law in this collective, and they're like established Black families, affluential families in this town or city. And the first one is about a arranged marriage where the sister of one of the affluential families, and then the brother who's a little, he basically has bipolar. He has a bipolar disorder, and they are arranged to get married. And so then the second book is the brother of the one who has a bipolar disorder, and so his brother, and then another woman that's just within the town. And so now the third book is the brother of the bride of the one who has bipolar disorder. I know, it's a little confusing, but it's by Casey Mills. I read the first 2 books literally like back to back, gobbled them up. They were so good, read them on my Kindle, and I loved them. I absolutely loved them. So now I get to read the third one. Okay, this is a great TBR. I am done. I am done. I said I was going to pick 4 books, and that's what I picked, 4 books. And these are my 4 books. I have Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. I have Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. And then I have The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I am so excited about this TBR. I can't wait. Well, and then the third book is on my Kindle, or the fourth book is on my Kindle, which is Emergence and Ascendance by Casey Mills. So I'll pop that up on the screen. I'm so excited. I can't wait. This is a great TBR. Your girl's excited. Your girl's excited. Okay, so this will be my TBR for September. I'm so glad I had this reread in here. Oh my gosh. This TBR jar was the thing for me to do. Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to put these books here. I also have some library books that I need to read. I have 2 library books that I need to like start them at least. Lights Out by Nevessa Allen, and then Only Lovers in the Building. And I only say that because they're library books, so I need to prioritize them. So it is good that I have just left 4 books, or just picked 4 books for my TBR. So because a library book can be like the 5th book, and then of course I'm always listening to an audiobook. Well, if you don't know, I'm always listening to an audiobook because I drive. I'm usually in the car for work about 2 hours, so I usually listen to an audiobook at some point while I'm driving. So yeah, that's it. That is my TBR for the month of September. I'm so excited about it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have a TBR jar, make sure you share with me what your TBR is for the month of September, if you're reading any of these books or if you've read any of them, and if you have any comments or concerns for me to share with me about these books. But as you can tell, I'm hype. I'm excited. I love my TBR for September. It's tea. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.